Welcome to Crosstalk. This is our new episode slash segment slash channel here on YouTube, I guess. I'm Saro Altinoglu.
I'm Tony Greco.
We are Psychology doctoral interns, and basically what Crosstalk is going to be, it's a safe haven for myself and Tony to discuss provocative topics that initiate a lot of fear, hate, acceptance, pretty much anything in us human beings. And the reason why we named it Crosstalk is our viewers get the perspective of a heterosexual male and a homosexual male, and our overall theme is that we can coincide with one another and we can live in a society where there can be peace and there can be unity amongst both parties and both individuals. If you want to say more about that.
Yeah, getting the different perspectives from both sides, and our goal will also be to bring other people into the conversation so that you get multiple perspectives on all sorts of various topics
Absolutely.
That people are afraid to ask. What we hope is that you'll also be able to not only subscribe but post comments, and that you can also ask questions in an anonymous way, and that we'll be able to bring the questions up here and address them in a way that you can watch and that you can also share with your friends. And hopefully contribute to a more global conversation.
Because sometimes it is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Let's say a male or a female is having some questions about their sexuality and they're not really ready to bring it up to their friends or family. They can tune in to Crosstalk and ask us, and we can give you our professional opinion of how to, tackle this issue.
Right.
Or, sometimes people blame themselves. Oh, it's because of me, I'm like this. And we can kind of help you process what's really going on in your mind.
Right. And from a gay man's perspective, sometimes it's difficult to understand how to talk to straight people.
Exactly.
And we get scared of how do I answer that question? What do I do when someone says, do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah,
Do I say, no dude, I'm gay?
Yeah.
Or do I be like, no, I don't have a girlfriend? You know what I mean? And people get scared.
Absolutely.
So being able to hear the straight guy ask the gay guy and hear the gay guy answer the questions, can go a long way.
And then sometimes, heterosexual people are so ignorant and they're so arrogant, how am I going to approach that gay person, or how am I going to act around them? So we can kind of clarify that too, and tell people that, hey, one side is not okay, one side is, we can coincide with one another, and that's the purpose.
Yeah.
And then every episode we're going to have a specific topic, but then also we're going to have your comments and questions down below. But today's topic is, we have, you can explain it more. Tell me.
Well, it's just an introductory topic just to get us started and going along the way, because we talk about these two separate kind of paradigms. So we always talk about things from the gay perspective, and then we talk about things from the straight perspective. But I believe what we're kind of talking about right now is the middle.
Exactly.
We're talking about where those issues kind of overlap between the two of us, and how that middle area, what are we talking about? We're talking about the gay, we're talking about the trans, we're talking about the drag queens, we're talking about all that. And this whole topic kind of started when we were asked to discuss sexual orientation, and we immediately went to, if you remember, we immediately went to this perspective of gay being the other.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then we always go to that place. So we go, okay, well, what's it like to be gay? But from a gay man's perspective, straight is the other.
Exactly.
Straight is the other. And so, but if we're both sitting together and we're both here together, then the other is something else.
Exactly. For somebody else.
For somebody else.
Exactly.
And how do we go about understanding, how do we go about having a conversation about that?
And that's why we have Crosstalk to kind of discuss. So we kind of developed this paradigm slash writing. We have straight here, we have gay here, and in the middle, like Tony said, we have bisexuality, we have trans, we have pansexuality. Some people may not even know what pansexual means.
Right.
And then we also have gay for pay. That was a new concept for me. I'm learning,
Right.
And one thing about learning, and I've told this to Tony before, is being open-minded. Not to immediately say, oh no, you know what, that doesn't coincide with my beliefs. I don't know. We live in a day and age where you have to learn every single day. And if you don't learn, I feel like that's what produces hate in people, because they don't know
Right.
what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
And one, I think what happens so much, which, you know, I mean, in so many ways we're still talking about what this whole show is about, but we get enough from the straight perspective, and then we get things from the gay perspective. You know, we have all these different channels and all these different programs and networks that are just dedicated to gay and that perspective, but we don't get the collision of the two.
Exactly.
And everything that is in between the two, which, you know, we often refer to as like the margin and marginalized population. But how do we both go about seeing that same thing?
Exactly.
You know? And that's what motivated the topic, that's what motivates the topics, and that's what motivates the show, Crosstalk.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a really good start. You know, I hope whoever's watching this right now, you guys subscribe to our channel. We're really interested in your comments, feedback, questions, because we want this to be like an open seminar, like an open talk, crosstalk, and you get, you know, both perspectives of Tony and I. And we do have some educational, we do have great educational background, so we're going to give you our professional and I guess like street smart
You get a mixture of both. And the other thing that we're going to add to this that came as a suggestion is also to be able to get more conversation about the same subject, since we're going to keep this really short and easy for you to watch, is that eventually we'll be introducing podcast as well, which will just be the conversation, so that you can go into more depth and more detail about the same subjects. So tune in, subscribe to the channel, and come back for our next and first real official topic that we'll be discussing.
So it's like a pilot, I guess.
Yeah, it's a pilot in the introduction. Thank you.
Thank you so much.